Now, I understand, and I don't know how one even writes a song about it, but I understand you have a song about Hitler.
When I was about 11, I discovered Roger Corman movies.
Oh, yeah.
Because the last thing you see is directed by Roger Corman, and I thought everything that he makes is awful, but I like him.
You can't stop watching.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
it's like watching a train wreck or something, So I became sort of obsessed with these terrible, terrible movies, and everybody said Plan 9 from Outer Space was the worst movie ever made, and it's not true.
No.
There's several worse, and this one in particular, it was called They Saved Hitler's Brain. I'll tell you a story. It's about World War II. It seems that the Nazis were just about through. Way up in a bunker, their leader was dead, and so they decided to saw off his head. They could have wrapped it in foil, shipped it off on a plane. They saved Hitler's brain. They saved Hitler's brain. Now they kept it in storage, in a freezer it seems, way back by the ice trays and assorted ice creams. Now they hooked up electrodes so he could still preach from his new frozen homeland by the Haagen-Dazs peach. Now don't ask why he did it, they did it, 'cause I can explain why they saved Hitler's brain. They saved Hitler's brain. Now the future looked cloudy for this cold Nazi head. He traded the goose step for goosebumps instead. Now he couldn't gain power, and he met his demise while raving and ranting to the Eskimo pies. Now don't ask why they did it. I told you not to ask me that, because I still can't explain. Some people save whales, some people save stamps, but they saved Hitler's brain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You need a real, incredible sort of gospel backup choir.
Yeah, I always thinking of doing that real with the horns and just the whole thing. Are we back?
I want to hear that song again, but also what our audience probably doesn't know is that he is also I don't know what you call it, a pen and ink graphic artist.
Something like that.
I'll think of some esteemed term here. One of the things that's really striking about the work that he does is that it's very intricate. It's kind of a pointillist thing. One of the ones that caught my eye was what he'd done on his guitar. I mean, obviously, his work is displayed behind us, but there's certain themes. There's like a skull theme, there's an aliens theme, but it's all just really intricate. And again, you were telling me, how long did it take to do this?
About a year. It's about a year. I wanted it to look like a cross between an old fairy tale book, an old children's fairy tale, how they used to do the engravings on them. And they were always so morbid, you know. I mean, you look at something about children lost in the woods, and they'd have a moon up there to, oh, that would scare kids to death, you know. And so I started off working like that, and the more I got into it, I thought, well, I'll incorporate things that I really like a lot. So I put some flying saucers in it, because, I mean, Roswell, of course, is a very famous place now. And I put Godzilla in, the old one, not the one that the kids like. And skeletons, of course, were part of the New Mexico theme. These are bunny rabbits coming through a rip in the fabric of reality here. And every once in a while you see an eyeball or something peeking in. That's the Lovecraftian stuff. And this is one of the Lovecraft old ones. This is Cthulhu peeking through. And then I like to collect little wind-up robots, so I thought I'd put a few of those in here. And
you want to describe sort of some of the story behind these?
Sure. This one up here is Neil Young, and the picture is actually called Neil and Gene, because he's wearing a T-shirt with Gene Vincent on it. And this is Senior Skull, which I kind of like that one.
And how long do these take to do?
You know, it takes, actually, you have to look at it in hours. You know, I mean, you can do it as long as you can, and then you kind of run around the house and scream. It's kind of nutty, but it looks so cool, you know, and I mean, it keeps you going. This is Janice. That's, I can't call it Clint, or they'd be upset about it, but that's Poncho Guy.
Yep, Poncho Guy, yeah.
Poncho Guy. And then this is
Fistful of whatever.
Fistful, yeah, right, whatever it is. This is, I did this one for actually the balloon theme. I haven't had a chance to market that one because I ran into somebody who gave me some story about having a hard time getting a clearance on that, so I'm going to figure out a way to market that anyway.
Huh. The detail's amazing, the amount of stuff with the sort of swirls and stuff.
Yeah, I like that kind of stuff. This is the Dead Cowboy Band, and it's actually Woody Guthrie's band.
Really?
From 1939. He was in a band. I don't remember the name of them, but that's what they look like if they were skeletons. One semi-important event that I skipped, and that was when we were doing this trio thing. After we fired the bass player, before John found me, they didn't have enough material because this guy that quit the band, you know, there was all of a sudden a drop of tunes, and I didn't sing other than harmony. So they said, you're going to have to sing some songs because we don't have enough material. We got to keep working. In other words, so the only thing I knew how to do was Neil Young stuff. I had only a few Neil Young albums. He only had a couple albums out at the time, and I could imitate him. I heard you knocking at my cellar door. I love you, baby. Can I have some more? Ooh, the damage done. So I could pull off most of that later. I dreamed I saw the knights in armor coming, saying something about whatever it was. I don't remember, but I could do all of that stuff.
And the thing is, you can get by with saying that stuff in a Neil Young.
Oh yeah, well yeah. And then I started. Then I figured I just went all the way out on and I figured I'm through hiding behind this. So I was doing. I'm a rich folk singer, but when I need some extra cash, I go out on the road with Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Now I don't really need them, but they still need me, 'cause I'm the only one left who still sings on key. And I figured, what the heck, it's the least I can do, so David Crosby can afford to buy a liver or two. Keep on rocking in the free. But you see, there's a pattern here. Yeah, this was one of the first ones I had done. This is another horrible movie.
Oh, no
starring
problem.
Tommy Kirk and oh gosh, what was her name? She was Batgirl on the TV show.
Oh my goodness.
Yvonne Craig. Terrible, terrible movie. Tommy Kirk is a Martian, obviously coming down to breed with our women, and he wore like a wetsuit. Tommy Kirk being a Mouseketeer. Yeah. Yeah, okay, anyway, it goes. Well, now head for the hills and look to the sky. Something funny's going on, if you can believe your eyes. A saucer invasion from outer space. There's illegal aliens all over the place. Something's got to be done, but I don't know how. Mars needs women and they need them now. Now they're on a mission and we're in a stew, 'cause Mars has got a shortage of you know who. There's too many males with nothing to do, and no one to do it with if they wanted to. So you'd better be ready to defend our shores. Mars needs women and they're after yours. I said Mars needs women. Oh, Mars needs women. Oh, I need women and they need women, and Mars needs women too. Now the order's been given, the soldiers advance. Martian love troopers with their minds on romance. Well, love is the answer and it means war. You give them an inch, they're gonna want 3 or 4. They're coming to get you, they're coming for love. They're coming all the way from Mars up above. I said Mars needs women. Oh, Mars needs women. Oh, I need women and they need women, and Mars needs women too.
You know, what I'd like to do before we close is if there's one more song you'd like to play, and also if you could tell us if someone was interested in your art or interested in your new album or something, how would they contact you?
Well, right now you could get a hold of me on my MySpace. It's myspace.com/Mr. Johnny Burns. One word, no caps, no punctuations, anything, and it'll bring up the site. And let's see, Hitler's Brain is on that, and Mars Needs Women is on that, and a song called Freddie's Blues is on it, which is a good one that I had written for a bartender in Chicago. They're coming to get you. The order's been placed. It's not how good you look, it's how good you taste. Now don't try and stop them, 'cause these guys are rough. And when the rough get going, the chewing gets tough. Now they're not too choosy and they're not too neat. Now go tell your mama what the big boys eat. It's the night of the living dead. Yeah, the night of the living dead. It's the dawn of the dead, the day of the dead. It's the night of the living dead. Now there's zombies to the left and zombies to the right. They're all dressed up for dinner on a Saturday night. Now they might have Chinese or Mexican or French, or they might just eat a bag lady sleeping on a bench. Now they're not too particular, so watch out, bub, or you might become a victim of the Clean Plate Club. It's the night of the living dead. Yeah, the night of the living dead. It's the dawn of the dead. It's the day of the dead. It's the night of the living dead. I'm going to skip the guitar solo. Let's see. Well, I looked through a window to see what I'd find. It was a close encounter of the very worst kind. I saw 2 zombies having breakfast in bed. They ate what they could, but then they threw away the head. Now that's a breach of etiquette, and it's a question of taste, because a mind is a terrible thing to waste. It's the night of the living dead. Good taste is timeless. The night of the living dead. It's the day of the dead. It's the dawn of the dead. It's the night of the living dead. Yeah, and it's the night of the living dead. It's finger-licking good. The night of the living dead. Kibbles and bits. The dawn of the dead. It's the day of the dead. It's the night of the living dead. Yeah.